everyone.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant. I'm watching 321, and you said 231. I'm like, what is that?
That's so funny.
She's referring to the podcast number. Welcome to the Knitting Place podcast number 231.
Welcome, returning viewers. Welcome, new viewers. My name is Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
And I am Pam Sapp on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sapienza on Facebook. And welcome.
If you're new to the channel, we are located on Long Island.
North Shore, as they would say, versus South Shore. Like it makes a difference, right?
Well, it does.
We're 20 miles from Manhattan, so we're just over the border into Long Island.
Right.
Not by much.
Not by much, a couple of towns ahead.
Yep.
Easy train ride if you're coming to visit from out of town.
Yeah, it is. With less stop on the line.
Oh, right. It's actually very convenient.
Yeah, yesterday we went over to Seacliff, and it's such a quaint, charming town in Seacliff. It's so nice over there. But it's nice because the railroad is very, I mean, if you live there and you need to commute, it's a difficult commute, because it's not a great line. There aren't a lot of trains, so, but that's why, but that's why it stays the way it does.
Well, that's part of the appeal.
It's a trade-off, But I mean, if you didn't need to go into Manhattan, it's like a throwback. That little street, remember that's where Tracy used to have her wine shop. Remember Tracy? We used to go there. What great little stores. It's like you're in another town. It's like you're in a tiny little town.
Like it's like an oasis. Like you don't even feel like...
Yeah. And it's literally, we went from church. It was like a 14-minute drive. It's not far at all.
It's not that far.
It's really even closer. The problem is that Port Washington's a peninsula and Seacliff is a peninsula. So you've got to come
go
down and around and up.
Got to go all
even
around.
With that, it's only, a 14-minute drive, so not bad at all. We should go one day. It was really lots of fun.
Speaking of charming towns, we went to the dentist today.
Yes.
This morning.
What town is he in?
He's in Hatboro. But he's like, you know what? You guys are here. You should stop and get lunch.
Yeah.
Go to New Hope. Have you ever been to
New Hope? Oh, I love
Hope?
New Hope. We used to go there all the time. We used to go to a bed and breakfast in New Hope. You're right on the border of Pennsylvania.
It was
New
beautiful.
Hope is in Pennsylvania.
Beautiful.
So you were in Pennsylvania.
So we need to go. Yeah, well, that's where
New Hope. We used to go there all the time to a bed and breakfast called the Barley Sheaf Farm in New Hope.
To look it up.
But we haven't been there in years. It used to be the estate of... I couldn't even tell you. I should know. I can't tell you now. I don't remember. But I think people like...
What's the history of New Hope?
Oh, you're asking me. What do I know?
It's a big place for... Look it up.
It's a big place for antiquing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become, in the latter years that we went, you'd get all the motorcycle guys. There, in the main street in town, there would be a lot of motorcycle guys who were all throwbacks from the 60s, like old 60 guys with their motorcycles in New Hope.
There was this cute shop called Love Saves the Day.
Uh-huh.
And Dr. Bob said, "Oh, you got to go in there." I think Madonna was in there, and part of the movie.
Well, it's a very and Lambertville is the town right over the bridge in Jersey, Lambertsville, I should say. And you know what's over there too, not far from there, is the play. I think it was the Play-Doh factory. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, it was New Hope was a fun place.
Well, we just passed through there. Literally.
Did you have lunch there?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Good.
We went to what is that? Something market. Can't remember anything.
Was it a standalone restaurant? Or
No,
was it
it's a little market, like almost like
with a bunch of different places.
Yes,
I think I know where you were. I know that place.
Like a Chelsea market kind of vibe, but it was.
Haven't
I'll tell
been
you,
there
ferry
in
market.
years. Yep, we haven't been there in years.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
it was really nice.
Funny. Very nice. Yeah, those places very quaint, but. Seacliff, I have to say, I would love to go back there and there's not a ton of stuff to see walking on Main Street, but there's enough.
No,
you could walk,
tiny, stop. But it's cute. It's quaint.
We went to this cute place called...
Was it a coffee shop or a restaurant?
No, it was a pub. Not even a pub. Called, it'll come to me, Gallagher's. I think it was Casey Gallagher's. And I know of it because the teacher, Joni, that I work with, she lives in Seacliff, and she keeps telling me, you have to go to Gallagher's when they have wing night or when they have, she said, their brunch on Sunday is very good. But this is the kind of place. The bar is not a big bar, but it is like a neighborhood drop in.
Okay.
People were dropping in.
So everyone knows each other's
very
names. That's
small,
so nice.
and the food was almost
Cheers
like
vibes.
homemade kind of stuff, and very nice. It was very cute. It's the kind of place that, you know, I don't know, for me, I could sit at the bar and have a beer.
That's fun.
You know.
Did everyone go
They
from
recommended
church?
Bloody Marys that were fabulous, but I'm not a Bloody Mary person.
I am.
I see.
Alice really loves, especially spicy.
They say that the Bloody Marys are excellent there.
Their own mix, then.
I don't know how
they
that.
make them from scratch.
And she said with the thing you can get a mimosa, you can get a screwdriver, which I haven't heard in years, a screwdriver, or a Bloody Mary. So I got a mimosa, but I got a nice glass. It wasn't just like it was, you know, the kind of glass that comes out and bellows like this and then comes up a little bit. It was like
Not
that.
just like
Yeah, it wasn't
flute.
right.
Nice.
It's a very cute place, very cute place. So we had fun doing that.
Cool. Who went?
Andrew and I, we went to visit Joni because in the summertime she manages a beach. Again, I would never know it was there. I think it's called Seacliff Beach. It's not some of these other places, but
If it hadn't been for Tracy, I don't think I would
you would
have
never
ever been.
known. Yeah, you
I would have never
that's what I'm
been in
saying.
Seacliff.
Nobody goes there,
Right.
and
If we didn't have
it's
that
all locals.
little event.
Yeah, but this you went along this road, and you've been along the road. You know when you go to the Swan Club and you turn and you're riding along the water.
Yes.
Right. Well, then you keep going and you keep going, and then it took me up the street. I don't know, but when it took me
The
back
beach
to
club
the
was
water,
down there?
I had to go up a hill this way, make a sharp, complete turn, and go back in the other angle, and there's the beach club. I mean, you would never know it's there.
Funny.
But it was very nice. She manages it, and she said, you know, residents join, but anyone can go there and have they have hamburgers and, you know, other food. You know, you can sit out. You're right on the beach, and it was very nice. But it was too windy and cold yesterday for that, so we didn't do that. She said it's a Gallagher's type of day.
What did we do yesterday? We went out east. Oh my God, we had such a busy weekend.
Where did you go?
It was my nephew's bar mitzvah
Oh, nice. Oh, that was yesterday. Where out
on
east?
Saturday. It was
Where?
Aliyah. So he went up and he did his reading
Yes.
at the temple. We had Friday night dinner at my mom's, which was quaint. It was
that
just
was
immediate
nice.
family.
Nice, yeah.
Very intimate service. Which
On
was
Saturday.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
The temple just
What
opened
town
up
was it? Where
in
they
Great
were?
Neck.
Oh, it was here. It
was here.
but then you said you went out east. What was out east?
Wineries.
When did you do that?
Sunday.
Oh, that was a different day. So
Sunday.
Saturday was the bar mitzvah.
Temple, right.
Gotcha.
Then we went out east, and then after going out east, we had Shavuot, the
Yeah, I know. That's a holiday.
holiday.
Yeah, that's
So we
today's
celebrated the
holiday.
holiday. Yeah, at my
And how did you
girlfriend's house.
celebrate that?
My girlfriend invited us. It was really
Nice.
sweet.
Did you have
All the
special
kids-
food?
Dairy. You eat dairy.
Oh, did you eat anything good that I would
She
like?
made cheese barekas.
Okay, well, anything with
Fish
cheese in it, I'm going to
tacos,
like.
really good. I love cheese boykas. There was delicious gnocchi, mozzarella and tomato. What she had these little like cheese puffs. Everything was
Oh, it
delicious.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, nice.
Well,
I feel like you eat more when it's just dairy.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like you're not getting. Oh, she had shakshuka. If you don't know what shakshuka is, it's like vegetables with sauce, and then you crack the eggs in and like you cook it like a stew.
Oh, nice.
She had that. It's hard to get your proteins in. So I had
Well,
the fish
with
taco
I was going to say with the fish taco.
and a little bit of the eggs. But
well,
you tend to snack
Well, that's yeah.
with dairy.
That's the thing.
Yeah. It feels like appetizers. So
You don't feel like you're eating anything substantial. That's right. Well,
it's okay. We had fun.
we went on Saturday to my cousin's house, and my brother-in-law brought food in. And if I tell you how much food he brought in, you know when you order something, you order a tray of pasta,
Yes.
you usually get a half a tray. You know what I'm talking about versus a big tray.
Right. He ordered the big
Everything he bought in big trays.
Wow.
He had for appetizers clams.
one. Wow.
He had assorted cheeses. He had this thing. They took skewers that had fresh mozzarella and tomatoes and basil, and they stuck them into like a half of a melon, so they were just like sticking up.
Wow.
He had lamb chops, baby lamb chops.
Wow.
I mean, I'm trying to think what else there
Decadent.
was. There's other stuff too, and I can't. Oh, and then my cousin had made like sausage breads and things like that. But then for dinner, he had
Those were just apps.
that was apps. He had fra diavolo pasta, seafood, fra diavolo, with the pasta and the seafood. He had a penne vodka. He had eggplant parm.
Oh my
He had
goodness.
chicken scarpiello.
You would have had to roll me out of there.
He had another pasta, pasta that's done with like they look like lamb's ears, the little things that kind of look like a thumbprint.
Okay.
With, what is it? Not brecla. Yeah, brecla rob and sausage. Then he had roasted vegetables and potatoes. I can't even tell you. The food the quantity was just way too much. But now that I've said that, I'm hungry.
That's how we always are on a Monday evening.
It's very nice. I have to say, that was nice seeing everyone. And that was about it.
That's what it was. This whole weekend was an abundance of seeing everyone, which was really nice.
Well, it's that time of year, It's that time of year when you have recitals and graduations, and like you said, you had bar mitzvahs, things like that.
Jay came out for the first time with
did
the
he
baby.
Bring the baby?
Yes,
to
that was
the
crazy.
bar mitzvah.
Well,
he didn't come to the bar mitzvah.
He wanted to, and had they known that it was just a private service, like my brother didn't quite tell us that. He just said the service is at Temple.
So you didn't know who was going to be there.
Right, and it was just us. It was crazy, and they would have made it to that.
And where did you go afterwards?
I had everyone over.
Oh, you had it at your house.
Yeah,
and so he came.
Weekend.
He came with the baby
to us. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Well, that's why he felt comfortable doing
that. It was really
that.
nice.
So how long was he there for?
He was there for a few hours, and then he went to his mother-in-law's. My mom saw the baby for the first time after the hospital.
Nice.
So it was fun. It was just a good
And where
weekend.
is his mother-in-law? She's by you.
She lives around the block from me. She just moved.
A couple of, that's what you
walked
call
over.
Two birds. They kill two birds with one stone.
Yes, lucky for them.
Both grandmas.
Lucky for them.
That's so funny.
Yes, it was really nice.
That was a nice day. That was nice. All in all, a busy weekend.
And what my biggest gripe is? I feel like
I know what you're going to say.
I just didn't have a day off.
I thought you were going to say you couldn't knit.
I couldn't knit. Forget knitting. I just needed time, like we talked about it, decompressing.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have. I had no downtime.
No, you don't, because you had company and you were out. And then you were guests.
And then my guests are coming in. Yeah. So the party is this coming weekend, and then my brother, his wife, and 3 kids. Weekend. Yeah, they're coming for like 5 days.
When are they coming?
Friday. I have to cook all week.
Oh, jeez.
So I won't be doing much knitting.
Whatever you do, God bless you. I don't know how you do it.
It's all good.
You just reach a point sometimes where you just can't do it. You just have to settle down and say, you know what? These things are going on. They're important. And it is what it is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any regret.
Right. Especially when it comes to your granddaughter, right?
Any of it,
little baby.
Just being with family, having my kids home, celebrating. It's all good stuff. How could you complain,
Absolutely.
It's nice. Just a different path.
Yep.
So, what are you wearing, Pam?
I am wearing my Alpine Bloom. It's an Alpine Bloom kind of day, right?
Literally.
The weather was gorgeous today. So everything is in bloom, and we're wearing our Alpine Blooms.
And ours just bloomed.
Yep. Yeah. Dina says that. But as you can see, even though we're both wearing Alpine Blooms, you can see how different they look. And that's because of the yarn. Right?
The yarn. The fact that I kind of went more for high contrast as far as having the flowers pop. Pam went more for a tapestry look.
Right.
Which is magnificent.
Right.
The fit clearly is the same. We did a knit along. What can we say about it? The pattern is designed by Caitlin Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to use 2 skeins of Pika Pika. I did add length.
Is Pika Pika fingering?
Pika Pika is a fingering weight. I think it's about 400 yards per skein, I want to say. So, yeah. Something like that. I did add length, and I had a little bit left over, so I was very pleased with that. I used colorway softness, and I used Overboard and Pick Your Poison for my 2 colors in the yoke. I used 2 colors that kind of looked the same, complemented each other, and I made my color work a lot more difficult than it needed to be.
But it looks nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, worth it. It's like giving birth.
I had a vision. That, I saw someone's knits, and I tried to emulate it.
It
super
looks like
happy.
a hydrangea.
I love it.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't be happier.
There you go.
It feels delicious. It's nice. I love these happen to be the original yarns in
she used Pika Pika.
Yes, Caitlin used in her design. I believe it was a collaboration with Moondrake. And Pika Pika is a yarn from Moondrake.
What is the composition of Pika Pika?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
It's got that
Merino
Rami, R-A-M-I-E, wool.
Wool and some other fiber. I should go get it.
Is it on the table? It's up front, isn't it?
It might be, yes.
I think it is.
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Both my husband and I, can you imagine? Loose front tooth. He lost his front tooth. He was in more dire straits.
Everybody about your husband's front tooth?
It's okay, he's over it.
Here it is.
Okay. So, Pika Pika, 400 yards, 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, which is probably what gives it the little bit of sheen, and 20% Rami.
Beautiful. And that's Pika Pika.
Pika Pika.
And she used that with Spin Cycle dyed in the wool.
Yes.
2 different colors, as she mentioned earlier.
Overboard and Pick Your Poison.
Correct. There you go.
Yeah. Very pleased. And how about you?
I used a color from Spin Cycle called, what's it called? Inkling. I want to keep saying inclinations. It's called Inkling. And the base was Love Note, which is the color from Ruby and Roses. It's her, was it Soft Rose fingering? And I think her yarns are like 437 or are they 460? They're 437.
437.
And I used 2 skeins of the main color, and I did weigh it, and I have about a quarter of a skein left over. And I did add length. So, I mean, she has you stopping at about, I would say like it's a 17 or 18 inch length on hers. And I think I went to about 21 in that area, counting the ribbing. So I didn't just add, we didn't just add an inch. We added more.
Pull?
Yeah, there is a pull there. You got to go from underneath. Underneath and pull it in. But you can do that.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And that's what I used. And Dina and I both, we modified the sleeves in that we did the lace, but we only did about half of the repeats, right?
Yeah, I love my sleeve length. Yeah, so we were taking, we had done a poll, should I add?
Right.
Should I do the full length? I didn't know what to do. And I ended up doing, I think I mentioned in the last podcast or the one before, Ellen had walked in one of our cow.
One of our
Zoomers.
One of our Zoomers for this particular project.
And she had done the knitted lace, and I didn't know if I should do a rib or not. And I just love that it's the same length as the ribbing or the lace as the top. The designer did call it for a band about that big, but I like the modified version.
Yeah, we thought that looked a little longer.
It's a little dainty.
And I do like the way it looks when you look at the piece. You've got the neck and the sleeves
cohesive.
match. The bottom does just have a ribbing on the bottom, a very small ribbing, about half an inch. And again, it's a very easy, to me, fingering tops, especially in the summertime.
Fabulous
Even though
wear.
they're wool, or Dina's is silken wool, they're a very comfortable wear.
I was just thinking back, you said you'd weighed your skein. So somebody wanted to add length or make a larger size. I gifted the balance of my skein to the kit.
Yep.
And I definitely had more than a quarter of a skein, and I do want to reiterate that I made a mistake in reading the pattern.
Right.
You you used 2 skeins with more yardage than I did.
Right.
And I probably maybe had close to half a skein left. And it's because I ended up using a size 5 for the body. I never changed the needle size, so Caitlin recommends that you up your needle size for the color work, which is very smart, even in any color work sweater. Right. If instructions don't call for it, I highly recommend it because your knitting does just tend to lay flatter.
Right, it does. And
less pulling.
Right, so I went up a needle, Dina went up a needle size.
But I didn't go back down to the main body.
But it looks fine.
Yeah,
you know
it's
the difference.
No, it blocked out and steamed out beautifully. Yeah. No regret.
So, I mean, 25% of 400, I probably have a little over 100 grams left, if you figure it that way, if it's 437 grams. So, and again, I did add length. So, and we made the, I've got so many things that I'm
We're doing
right
too many
now.
teas to
did
figure
I make
it out.
the second size? Or was it the fifth size or the fourth size? I'm so
I think
confused
the fourth
right
was on the Busan, but I could be wrong.
It's probably the second size we made. I'd have to look and see. I don't know why I can't remember. But,
no, the second size is the Ranunculus.
Right.
Alpine
You're right.
Bloom.
You're right. The second size is, maybe it's a third size. I think it's a third size. Where are the
So
sizes?
4, we're just looking up the sizing.
There it is down there.
44.
We did the third size.
Third
size, the 44.
Right.
And that's what we used. So there you go. So maybe if you made the next size and you didn't add length to it, you'd have enough yarn with the 2 skeins.
Right, but I mean,
But,
I don't know if you could see how much
I mean,
length.
it's not long. When we say long, it's not.
But
you know,
hers, I feel like, was fairly cropped.
it was cropped. That's what I'm saying. Listen, if yours is 21 and you went 3 inches shorter, you'd be up to here.
Right, which is also fine, but I kind of like this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with this length.
Yeah, exactly. Looks lovely. So anyway, those are our finished. We finished it, Dina.
Yeah, my ends, my brutal ends. And you have to see the way I manipulated my color. I had like a mane in the back.
Because the way you did, yeah.
Every single one is woven in.
Trying to think. What did I finish last week? Oh, the wave. I did the wave last week.
How rewarding is it? I feel like next week I'll have my ranunculus done.
And then we won't have anything for 3 months.
Yes, exactly. All of our teas.
Yeah, I do have to make
come
another
on,
tea.
3 teas.
I have to make a Lena tea this year. I do it every year, and I haven't done it this year.
I took the white home.
You did. Are you doing the canoes?
See, there's summer canoes.
Oh, you wanted to do that other one. What was
I
the
might
other one?
actually do. I don't know.
other
I
one
do
that we
like the
saw.
Stella Alpina, that circular.
That's lovely.
I do love yours.
I will tell you, I did
It's
see
like a
one.
circular yoke. I don't know.
I did see one. Hold on a second.
Summer canoes I might do in a color.
Well, what you need, Lena. I know the color that you should do it in,
The new one.
but I'm not saying.
I also want to do
What?
the pop rock tea.
Can do that, sure.
Yeah, because I like
Why
mohair.
not?
I really love mohair. Pam's like
Especially in
grunting.
the summertime.
It's actually very cool.
Well,
you haven't
yeah,
worn
but
a mohair sweater. It's very cool because the
I
air
have
and the wind.
my tanny is mohair.
No, but that's heavy compared to. I'm talking about single strand mohair, like just mohair.
Look at this one.
Ooh,
That's a new
it's
one.
Lena Holmes.
That's Lena Holmes. I
Yeah.
think that's what I might do.
That's very pretty.
It's called the
Tulipan tea.
Tulipin tea. I don't know how you say that.
Tulipan tea.
How pretty is this, guys? Look
Reminds
at
me of the
that.
peacock that we did.
Well, she's the same person, but they're such easy wears, and I just think that's so smart
It's
looking.
very pretty.
And I love that color. But I don't know, since I just did white, if I would do that. But
That's off white though.
But you know what? You really
It's like
see.
a linen.
I think you see the lace in that.
My peacock tea is what, in the plum, and I feel like you see all the lace work.
Your peacock tea is in the plum. Mm-hmm. Just your peacock tea.
The aubergine one, the one that also was discontinued, that color.
Peacock tea. Oh, did you do the peacock tea? You never wear that.
Of course I do.
I don't remember seeing that on you. Of late, at least.
Well, the season just started.
Well, I have to see that.
And I
Wear
have
that.
all these new t-shirts to wear now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make this one. Don't you think, Dina?
I saw that one. It's very
so
pretty.
I may do that. Anyway, I always love my Lena teas. I really do. But I have to decide what color
I'm
now.
trying to think how many more teas I'm going to squeeze out this season.
I think, well, your ranunculus is coming off the needles, right?
No, I mean
Cast-ons.
new cast-ons.
Oh. Well, you took the white.
I took the white, so I'm on the
That's
fence
a
with
cast-on.
that. Right. That's definitely a cast-on. I feel like I definitely need to do
The canoes.
yes.
No?
Yeah, but that's one I feel like I've done already, so I'm not sure if... Yeah, maybe I'll do that one in a pop color.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I'm hot.
Speaking of which, we must send a big thank you to one of our viewers, Susan Woods. Thank you, Susan. Even though Dina just put her hair up, she did not use the one you
monster
sent.
Clip.
And the only reason she didn't use it was because we have to
tied.
detach them from the clip. Otherwise, we would use it. Maybe next week we'll both put our hair up. But thank you so much. And we did have a quick little munch on the nuts. She was kind enough to send us some walnuts for cognitive health. So
they were delicious. They were organics.
They were. Good. We were munching on them before, and we need all the help we can get with cognitive health.
Thank you.
So thank you, Susan. That's so kind of you and very thoughtful. So we both appreciate it. Big thank you.
Should we segue into whips?
Yeah, let's go. I only have I have two. But...
I only have one. I really barely knit. I'm just gearing up. I'm getting ready for tomorrow's class. I just finished the hem. I need to do a tubular bind off. This is my ranunculus. And maybe now I could check the length. I didn't know how long to do it. I was knitting in the car today.
Oh, nice. Oh, you started your rib? Nice.
Oh, yeah. I just need to do the tubular bind off.
I don't know. Are you done with the rib? No.
Yes.
You're not doing 3 inches?
No, I didn't do 3 inches.
Oh.
It's the right length.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just liked a shorter rib, but I added the length in the stockinette.
Well, I added length in the stockinette, but I think it really depends on where it falls. I'm going to have to try it on and see.
Yeah, I think this should be okay.
Well, again, as you can see, Dina and I, in making this, I said to Dina, it's not like my other ranunculus that's just a drapey piece over, like, whatever.
This feels more like a top.
It's more like a top, this one. And we have our final class tomorrow, in which we'll address the tubular bind-off and the sleeves. And that's it. Beautiful. You're almost done. You will have it next week.
Yes.
Where's mine? Oh, there it is. I have also my ranunculus, and I will show you where I am.
The ranunculus is designed by Cafe Midori. No, excuse me. Knit Cafe Midori.
Right.
I apologize. And the designer's name is Midori Hirose.
This is mine. Is that the back? Yeah, that's the back. It's, look at how I've got that line at the bottom.
Oh, look at that. Is that where you join the new skein?
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
That's so funny.
That is really a line.
But when it opens up, I don't think it's going to be
But what I love is...
See, it's not that distinct.
If you look at the ribbing, you can see look at the color coming. You can't really see it there.
Yeah.
Coming through on the ribbing. I just think that's so cute. And if you look
It looks like you intentionally put in a pinstripe.
I know, doesn't it? I know. I mean, I guess I could have done a helical knitting, but I don't know. I figured at the ribbing, it's fine. And there you go. And now it's starting to lighten up now. Which is fine because I'll come off my sleeves with that.
The same color.
Right. There you go. And that's it.
Look at how gorgeous.
That's it.
I can't believe that's like
Look
a
at
light
that
sport
line.
weight.
I can't believe that line there.
Again,
I didn't realize there was such a
believe
line.
When you spread it out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I have about 1.5 inches right now of ribbing.
You're going to go 3 full inches?
I'm going to try it on. If I feel like I need the length, I'll add it. I don't know. Don't know. How much ribbing is on the sleeve? Do you know?
No.
I don't have to look at the pattern. Far. There you go. And that's it.
Great color. So Pam is
color.
Using, I didn't mention what we're using. I'm using Art Yarn's 2-ply Mohair Ombre, which I absolutely love. And I appreciate everyone's comments. It turns out because I added so much length to the body, I'm not going to have enough to do the long sleeve. What I ended up doing is unraveling just a little bit for my sleeves to make it cohesive going down as I said I would. And this is what I have left. And this wouldn't suffice for 2 sleeves.
No.
So it'll be a short sleeve.
Yeah,
and I think that's okay. I think if
fine.
I were to do a long sleeve version, I do believe there'll be another ranunculus in my future.
And that will be a long sleeve version.
Yes, because I haven't done one yet.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I was curious. I put that out for like a poll. How many people? It's interesting. A lot of people have done it. Long sleeve and short sleeve. Yeah, both.
Interesting.
Nice.
Well, the next thing I'm going to show, that's a deep hand. I thought my needle disconnected. Is a it's going to lead us into our kits, actually. Okay. And there's a new pattern out. I think it's up here. We showed this on a live. Did we talk about it? We didn't talk about it last week. No,
it just came out.
It's the Zephyr Tee by
Samantha Guerrin.
And we have kits made up in the yarn, two different yarns, the yarns that she used. It's the Fua Fua and the Merino Cloud.
The Merino Cloud I put away.
Okay, I can get it out. And show them. It's right over here. It's right there, isn't it?
No.
Well, we'll show it to them. Well, the denim is up there.
Yeah, I'll go get
some. And the pink
pink
is up there. Anyway, so I started this, and I am not using. She's using Fua Fua. So Fua Fua, just so you know what Fua Fua is, it's this yarn from Moondrake. And it is 70% brushed cashmere and 30 superwash merino. And this is what Fua Fua is if you open it up. What would you say? Is it Fua Fua or fingering, right, Dina?
Yes.
And there you go. You can see the Fua Fua right there. And that's
great
what
texture.
Samantha knit one of her samples in, the one that's featured in the pattern. But if you go onto Ravelry, you see she has a pink one that she used in a yarn called Grace from Moondrake.
Correct. Both yarns are from, it was a collaboration.
Right. So when we were looking at it, we realized that it's the same yarn as Merino Cloud.
Same composition as Merino Cloud. And this is very similar to the colorway that she had the sample knit.
Right.
It was done in, I think it was Electric Pink Berry, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the yarn. It's a superwash merino. It's 80% extra fine merino with 20% cashmere.
And that's what the composition of the other yarn is as well. And the yardage is the same as well, too.
Yes,
so,
437 yards,
so,
same composition,
right.
Same gauge.
So we made up kits for that, and we made up kits for the Fua Fua, which we will show you. So what I did, of course, you know me, I wasn't going to do Fua Fua. So I used a yarn that I had gotten last year. Remember, I bought this last year. I was going to make a summer tee, and I never did it. I ran out of time. And it is from Kokon. It's a Kokon. Do you remember the color, Dina? It might be in my bag. I wonder if I have the label. It's called...
I don't remember. Sandcastle?
It might be Sandcastle. I think that's what it is. Yep. And
did you mention you were testing?
Well, I don't want to say I was testing because I didn't do anything.
She started.
My intention was to test it, but of course
we have so many
knit-alongs going on.
Can only do so much.
Right. So the construction is I can't open it up all the way because I'm in the middle of a cable row, but
it's knit top down.
It's knit. It is top down. She does a piece and then she picks up. And then she joins in the round. And once it's joined in the round, but this is the cable. If Dinah shows you the pattern, this is the cable that you're using. And I love this yarn. I mean, if you look at it, you'll see. Look at the little specks in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's very subtle. But anyway, I love this colorway. I love the yarn. I love the feel. And I should have brought my block swatch.
Oh, it's not in your bag?
No. I love the block swatch. It just is so pretty. And I love that it's a neutral color because I do need...
And it has hints, like little flecks of color.
You see that?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Michelle, the dyer, she does a beautiful job.
And there are some greens in there, too. It's very subtle. It's hard to even pick it up on the... there's the green.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
See if you can... You see that? It's really not picking it up, Dana. But it's there. Anyway. And so that is so now that leads us into...
Our new kits.
So we did kit the... it's called... We said the name, right? Zephyr?
Zephyr. It's designed by Samantha Guerrin. We have... This is just a sampling of the Merino Cloud. I apologize. I did put them away. Mm-hmm. When you're using the Merino Cloud, each kit takes 3 skeins. we had done a live, and Samantha was really gracious. When you look at the skeins and the yardage, she might call for a certain number of skeins, but when the sample was knit and she weighed the skeins,
we used 3 skeins.
It used 3 skeins, and she clarified that because we thought that there was a little bit of a discrepancy. So when we made the kits, we were spot on. It takes 3 skeins in Merino Cloud to knit up to a size.
Is it there on the back side? It's not there.
No.
I'll look it up.
Okay. We'll look it up for you. And then we do have 4 skeins in the...
I think it was a 44 3/4, but I think you're right. Am I mixing it up with something else?
No, I think you're right. So 3 skeins, because this has 437 yards. And if you're going for the Fuwa, the Fuwa only has 315 yards, which is why you needed 4 skeins. So we're just going to go over some of the colorways. These are really just by number. This is very similar to the Electric Pink Berry. It's color number 242. There's a light pink, this beautiful like sagey green, a light denim.
We went to 44 3/4.
Yes,
and the next size was 49.
Right.
And I was going to say something about that. And you know that the Merino Cloud is a yarn you should be familiar with because it's a popular yarn in the shop.
Yeah, we enjoy using that yarn.
Yeah, we do.
In fact, that's what Pam's using for her ranunculus.
That's right. That's my ranunculus yarn.
So here we have Fairy Godmother.
Sand. Very pretty. Mint.
And Barbie. Lots of colors. Electric Pink Candy. Magenta. My goodness, these are just falling all over the place.
There were some up on top as well.
There's so many colors. My apologies. This is a very pretty dusty lilac.
Oh, that's pretty, yeah.
Blue Sage. Now, this is a colorway I used in my shawl.
Which shawl?
Excuse me. The Yvonne MT shawl from Moonstruck Knits. I had incorporated 1 strand of the Fuwa. It was really nice.
Very nice.
This colorway here is called Slate. I can't tell. It's like a green brown. It's very interesting.
Yep.
Kind of goes. Reads both ways. This colorway here I think is called Red Velvet.
That's a beautiful color.
This here is Cappuccino. Very pretty.
Love that.
And then
looks similar to what she knit hers in.
Yes. I don't know if she did hers in, I think hers was oatmeal, but I'm not sure. Creamsicle, if you like the pops. Love that. Colorway called Softness, which is the same colorway that I used here in my top.
Very soft.
And then we have Bittersweet. It's a great, rich red brown. And everybody loves toffee.
Bittersweet and toffee. Look at those great colors.
Good.
Great colors.
So good. So those are the colors that we have restocked, actually, because we sold quite a number of the kits. So we have some new kits up right now. Different collection, different palette. So those are fun.
But you still have your new, if you want to be more neutral, you still have your... You have your gray, your...
Oh, you know what's not... Oh, never mind. No, the sand is here. I did show it.
The sand, the cappuccino, colors like that.
Toffee.
Right.
Bittersweet. Those are all your neutrals. And then, of course, we have the pretty brights. And we actually have great set of pastels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the blue sage is lovely with the dusty color.
Yep. Okay. What do we have next?
Next we have... hold on, let me just move this out of the way.
Sure.
Next, what do you want to do next, Dina? You want to do this next?
Sure.
Because it's right there, so we'll do that.
So for the next kits, we had a new delivery in. We are restocked in a yarn that we sold out of for the
hat. What was that called again?
Sunflower?
Yeah, no. Something. No, we always say sunflower. It was something flower.
Something beanie.
Something was it flower?
Flower Power Beanie?
Yes, Flower Power Beanie. That's it.
I don't know why I want to say sunflower all the time.
I always say that too.
It's the Flower Power Beanie. It almost looks like this kind of a motif. Very pretty. But we had used a yarn.
It does, you're right.
With edition 6. There it is.
So this is where the two colors are solid. And what we did is we used the edition 6 with a solid color.
I think it was the sport weight yarn.
Right, and the edition 6 is a fingering weight yarn that's a gradient. It changes as you knit with it.
Self-striping.
Yep.
So when I was at the show, I figured let me restock because the yarn was in high demand. Everybody was asking for more.
Yep.
So we got some more in. And for this particular kit, we're promoting Dotted Rays. It's a beautiful design by Stephen West. You may know it. Originally, it was done in a single color, and then he had a version that was done with a self-striping yarn.
How pretty is that?
This particular kit includes 3 skeins. That's how we made it. Of course, you can always buy more if you decide you want to knit the larger size, but the wingspan for this size with 3 skeins is 60 inches wide for the shawl, and then the depth, I think, was 13 inches. Right. At the widest point.
The larger one was like 92-inch wingspan, which is a big one.
Right. And how much yardage did that?
1,200. So if you wanted to do the larger
that's just
one,
one more
skein. Yeah, because each skein has about 330 yards. Right. So this kit has 3 skeins, and I have to say it's a great price for the kit.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to do something where, you know, the whole point knitting with some of these yarns is it's just fun watching the colors change as you knit with them. And Dotted Rays is one of Stephen's patterns that it's like
an oldie but goodie.
It's like the other one, you know, that I can never remember the name of that I knit.
Lava Lake?
No. The one we have over here.
Which one?
You know, the teal one that I'm looking at from here.
Oh, the Boneyard Shawl. That's another fun one to do.
That's one of his. They're always going to be popular. So, again, we'll show you the colors. And, but there are so many things you can do with this. Yeah, I did show the picture, yeah. There are so many things you could knit with this.
How pretty is that?
What are some of the other things that you could knit with?
So this sample here is actually done in edition 3. So for visual, you can actually see what it looks like, which is very pretty.
Exactly. And
people have knit the shift with it. They've knit, there's this cute the holy scarf.
A holy scarf, yeah.
So cute.
Very pretty.
It's got holes in it, just like the name. But knit in the self-striping yarn, it's very pretty, and it's a cute accessory for like light. Spring, very summer. Light. Right. Yeah, it lends itself. People have done the traveler shawl, hats, of course.
The
Musselburgh hat, the flower power beanie. I mean, there are so many things. Yeah. Anything that you want to add a little bit of color.
Look up the on Ravelry and see what's going on with it. But each skein has about 330 yards, or 300 meters, as they say. So
Let's show you some colors.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one here has got like red, rust, and brown. Very pretty palette.
Excuse me.
Beautiful, cohesive. So that'll be a very pretty Dotted Rays.
This one is all shades of blue. Light blue, medium blue, darker blue. How pretty is that?
This color number is 2629. Very pretty. It almost reminds me of a garden. Got the greens and the pinks like a floral. Very pretty. Lilac, soft blush. Super pretty.
And this is, now you can see each skein looks a little different. Look at this one. So even though you have this color in there, it's a little lighter, and look what's over here. It's like a gray blue. So it's kind of a bluey gray with some rust going on. Very pretty.
I'm going to read the color number. This one is 2630. Again, like Pam was saying, the outsides of all these balls, the way they're wrapped, they all look different, but the colors are all the same. So what's evident on the outside of this band is likely on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're all the same.
It's a pretty one.
Very pretty. It's kind of got like a tomato red,
green,
maybe a coral, beautiful teal green. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And this one here is,
I like that one too.
It's like pinks and like kind of a turquoisey, medium turquoise. And this is $23.99. So there you go. And I think that's a good representation, the blues and the pinks that you have going on in there.
This is 25.15. This is like a light teal, and it goes into like a light peach, a red. Very pretty. Not sure if you could see all the colors.
Very nice.
Interesting. Very pretty. And last but not least, we have one more. This one is 24.71.
I see some turquoise and some gray.
You know, it's interesting. It looks like a
barcode.
barcode.
Lilac.
Yeah. Each color tag has like a barcode, and
that,
it like kind of stripes out the colors that are actually evident.
That's cute.
In the skein.
It's a very cute idea to do that.
Smart?
But this has a little bit of lavender in it. The
light teal, turquoise,
gray, like a blue gray.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah, you see, you have yours in there.
Right.
Very nice.
So those are edition 6 new colors. They're not on the website yet to be sold individually, but I will get there. Rome wasn't built in a day.
There you go.
So,
but whatever. I think there are about 8 different colors, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I think we showed a variety of 8.
Right.
So that's nice. So that's Dotted Rays, Stephen West, and just, I don't know if I mention this often enough. Whenever we put kits together, our kits never include the patterns. It's very hard for us to know whether you might have something in your library, if you purchased it on sale, if you own it or not. So what we always do is we just create our kits with just the yarn, and we let you know the name of the pattern.
That's right.
When we're discussing it on the podcast, it could be on the website, but you would have to do your own due diligence in buying the pattern.
Correct.
And yeah,
there you go.
I get a lot of questions.
Do you really about that?
Is the pattern included? If it's a shop pattern,
of course, that's
something
different.
that
like when you had the other one, the
for those who bought the Slub City Cowcho,
you included the pattern.
I included it free with the purchase. I will say I published the pattern.
So the pattern, the pattern is, so if you have the yarn, there were several people who said you have the yarn. Yeah.
Now, the pattern is up. I am working on a second size, making it more of a smaller accessory size. So if you do purchase the pattern, you will get an update, or I guess it's an update because you will get a revised pattern, including 2 different sizes.
Right.
So right now it's 1. I have the second one on my needles, and I'm almost halfway there.
There you go. Soon.
Next up, we have a kit we went live with during the week. I think it was on Friday when the box came in. We got a new delivery for a yarn that I bought at the show. It's called Alpico. And when I was at the show, I saw this lovely tee. It's called Open Edge Tee, designed by Jessie Maed Designs. She knit this beautiful tee. Here you see it in a solid color. And yes, we do have some solid options on the website. We are not featuring them here, but if you go online, you'll see them. It was done with the fingering weight Knitting Place merino yarn, merino linen. So that is a lovely option. It's got the fibers of the linen give it a little bit of like a rustic kind of, it's a fun vibe.
Yep.
But if you're feeling the new yarn, we have a new yarn called Alpico. It looks really pretty knit up in this garment. What sold me on the yarn was the sample at the show. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit different, you'll notice that there's a core to all of the colors, and it's that white crinkly, it's kind of an interesting texture to it. So it doesn't knit flat and smooth. So it's going to have a little bit of a texture. It goes a little thick to thin.
Right. You can see just there where it's a little thinner. Up here it's a little looser.
Each colorway is different. We have them by color number. I guess that's probably the best way to describe it. This is 1901. So in the kit, it takes 4 skeins. The 4 skeins is going to... Oh, we just did this. Okay, hold on a moment. I don't.
Do they have enough yardage in the kit to make it longer if they choose?
Yes. So the way I did it. Hold on a minute.
Because that looks like a short top to me. Shorter.
Yeah, it's a cropped.
Than I would normally wear, of course.
But how many skeins are in? How many yards are in each one?
284. They have 4 skeins, right?
Right. So with 284 times 4.
Well, 3 times 4 would be 1,200.
So
it'd be
1136.
64 inches less. Yeah, 1136. That's right.
So with 1,136 yards, you technically have enough yardage to knit up through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Through the 6th size.
Which is?
The 6th size being a 54-inch bust. So if you wanted to add length, you can certainly add length.
How does she give you the finished length of it? No.
You actually can even do the 7th size. She does it in a range.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get 1,136 yards, the range, for example, for the 7th size is 1,000 to 1,175. You're getting 1,135 yards with 4 skeins. So if you're not doing a 58-inch bust, you can make your top longer.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. So, for example, for a size 42-inch, you only need 744 to 874 yards to make a 44-inch finished bust. So let's say that's my size. I would have 300 extra yards or 200 extra yards to make it longer. That's a significant amount. So, depending. But,
On how you want it.
right, 4 skeins per color.
And like we always say, take out your favorite top and see how long you like it to be.
Right.
And look at what, I'm sure she gives you a schematic or some length to knit after the armhole, and you can figure out what the length of that is and just add the difference if that's what you want. Or else just wear it, could be just something you wear over a jumper or something too, right?
Right. Now, the composition, it's 58% baby alpaca and 42% Peruvian Pima cotton, which is lovely. It's got quite a bit of cotton in there. So if you're looking for something that is natural fibers, cooler, has, these are all natural. So you don't have anything that is synthetic in there.
Right. And she says it's a gauge of 20 to 24 stitches, which to me would be like a light worsted through a DK.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah, which is nice. And it's knit on a US 3 to 5, it says. So, again.
Knit your gauge. It's going to, great for people who
if you're
live
making, if you decide to make the open edge tee, look at what the gauge of the pattern is and, go to town, gauge.
Yep. It's 22 stitches for the open edge tee.
Gauge, baby, gauge, as they say.
So let's show colors.
We'll show colors. You go first, Dina.
Okay, so this one here is number 1905. I pretty much see a beautiful green, gorgeous
Teal,
red, like a teal. It's really a teal, and almost like a slate gray. Very pretty. Is there any blue in here? Yeah, there is blue.
I think there is. Over here, I
Right
see
over
it.
there.
Right down
Yep.
here, too. The next color is 1901, and 1901 I see purple, some blue, I see some green. You see the blue at the bottom?
Looks like a chartreuse, though.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
Okay. And then there is, here, Dina, do that one.
Next up, 1902. I'm going to say I see purple, that chartreuse, and some red, like a brick red.
It's pretty.
Very pretty.
1903. 1903, I see gold, some red, some teal, a little
Very
bit
pretty.
of everything, right?
Yeah.
But I think the difference in this, you've got that gold, the warmth of the gold kind of color in there.
Coming through.
Which is
yes.
nice. Here you go, Diane.
Excuse me. This one here, I'm going to say has like a slate gray, pink, orange, like a fuchsia. Very pretty. I think this would be the color I would knit.
Yeah, I see
Now
you
that
in
I
that
had my
color.
colors
I see
done.
you in that. Exactly. This one goes kind of gray, teal, blue, taupey.
Very pretty.
Very pretty color.
Yeah.
And that would be that. So,
those are our open edge tees using the new yarn called Alpico.
correct. Now, we also use this to make the Sophie shawl.
Yes.
And I don't have a picture of that.
Oh, but you know what?
Do you have a
I
picture
can
of it?
show it to you.
We were
in
looking
our
through and we saw that it was a great looking picture of a Sophie shawl knit with 2 skeins of alpaca. How pretty is that?
So this is the designer, Petite Knit, wearing the shawl.
Mm-hmm.
That's the yarn, the Alpico. And then if you look over here, this is what it knits up like.
How pretty is that?
Very pretty.
Got that great I-cord edge.
And you can see the texture too.
Yeah, which is so hot right now.
Yes.
Texture. It's all about the texture. So there you go. So, or you may have a pattern, go through your library.
I think Italian summer scarf might be.
They might be able to do that.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we promoted that one in the past.
Or
if you want something different with eyelets.
Exactly. Or like we did the wave tee. There are so many tees that are, and I'm thinking of one right now. The one that just came out. I just saw it today. You might be able to use it for that too, is what I'm thinking.
Speaking of teas, I have to share.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to talk about teas.
Yeah, I had, isn't that pretty? That's the Italian summer scarf. So that's a little bit different. It goes point to point. It's got eyelets in there. That would be stunning in this yarn as well. The yardage that she calls for an Italian summer scarf is 241 yards. I would probably say, oh my goodness, maybe one skein is enough, but it's sold as a kit.
For the summer, yeah, right.
People ran short.
Did they?
Yeah. We had a lot of people who ran short.
They could also make this if they wanted to.
Oh, so we have some announcements.
This is go ahead, I'm sorry, Dina.
No, go ahead, show it.
It's a new tee that just came out by Sweater Freak. I can't talk. It's called It's called the Perfect Summer Tee.
Right. It didn't just come out.
No.
No, Jenny she's doing this promotion right now. She's promoting she's doing this pop-up sale. So every day of June, she's going to put out a pattern and she's going to put it up for promotion. And there's actually no code needed for the design that she's featuring. So that was day one. The Perfect Summer Tee. I put it on my I can't speak. I put it on my stories.
Her thing on this is that if you spend $20 in one transaction, you'll get 20% off.
But on the pattern feature of the day, so for example, today, this is June Daily Pattern Pop Day 2, and today's feature is Knit As You Are Wrap. Now, if you purchase that pattern today, which by the time you see this, it'll be tomorrow, so it'll be too late, but there'll be a new one, it'll be 40% off.
Oh, nice.
Jenny is always very gracious. Sweater Freak, you can sign up and see her on Instagram. You'll see the pattern of the day. Mm-hmm. That's going to be 40% off. That's pretty amazing.
Or as she says, her newsletter also.
Right. Or her newsletter.
You can see it from there. But I was thinking when I saw this that this yarn might be nice for this.
Fabulous. Any plain summer tee.
Nice. Well, the gauge is right too. Yeah. So as long as you get the gauge. So there you go.
Yeah. Now, speaking of tees, I had put a poll. Do you guys prefer top down or knitting in pieces? And of course, most people said
top down.
Top down. So then I went a little further and I dug into Ravelry and I'm like, I wonder what the most popular top down tees are. And what was number one?
Oh, the Anchor Summer. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, the Anchor Summer shirt. I didn't know this was going to be number two, but the second most popular knit project,
top
down, was the Cumulus tee. So Petite knit now, and I've never knit that, and I feel like
a lot of people knit the Cumulus.
Yeah,
I don't know, and I'm not even sure. She has some different variations, I think, on it too.
I'm just curious to see, is that a fingering weight yarn, the Cumulus?
I think it is.
It is, right?
I think it is fingering, yeah.
So Cumulus. And what's number three?
This surprised us.
This was a surprise. Yeah. The Rocket Tee. Now, we featured that last week. We showed you
the Pop Rock.
The Pop Rock Tee designed by Tanis Lavallee.
It was a spin-off on her
Rocket Tee. Right. So the kit for Pop Rock could also work for Rocket Tee, and that was actually the third most knit project on Ravelry.
Tee. Oh, no, was it just tees you were searching?
Top-down tee. Those are the top three.
It wasn't any top-down sweater. It was a top-down tee.
Right. Now, Of course, I had to check on the seam sweater too. I wasn't done there. So then I did a search checking to see the most knit projects for seamed sweaters. Yeah, here's Cumulus Tee. Sorry. I'm just curious. It is fingering weight, light fingering, so this wouldn't work for that.
I think we promoted that with the silk yarn from Sandiscorn.
Oh, maybe. Back alpaca silk?
Right.
Maybe.
Which is a fine fingering, which we still have if you want it. You could do that.
Yeah, maybe. I think you might be right. So for the top 3 seamed sweaters, and I don't think we've ever made kits for any of these.
No.
Scotch Broom, which is designed by Wool & Pine, and it has all to do with the yoke stitch that's up in the top. Wild Wind, which is also by Wool & Pine. I should probably show them to you. This is Scotch and Broom. Very pretty. Wild Wind. And the third one, which is a new to us one, Venora, designed by Susanna IC. Interesting how all 3 tops look like they are
boxes.
2 rectangles, seamed at the shoulder, side seams with an opening for the arm.
But I said to Dina, for she and I, because, Dina's been here a long time, when we would do
back in the day,
piece sweaters, they were... You had sleeve shaping and set-in sleeves.
Could be raglan, set-in.
Right. So you could have seams going around here, seams going down there, seams at the shoulder. You had shoulder shaping. Right.
Like a recessed sleeve, sewing a seam down the sleeve.
Right.
And
everything was seamed.
Right. And listen, it's a lot more work, no doubt. Finishing, it could make or break it. And a lot, that's certainly the plus side of knitting a top down, not having to deal with any of that finishing, seaming expense. Exactly. But when you do it, it fits beautifully. It's structured.
Right.
It lays nicely if it's done right. Yeah. It doesn't grow. A lot of people might find that a top down will grow.
Seams give it stability. So you're not going to have to worry about that. My
hanging
Caravaggio sweater, which I have lost, was pieced.
Yes,
that was a piece sweater. Lovely.
Yeah,
and it was nice because that was like a cotton linen yarn, so it wasn't growing in that regard. The seam stayed very stable. So
it's going to be nice to teach that technique in the Duchesne class.
Yeah. So Dina was showing me these sweaters that were seamed sweaters, and I said to Dina, "But not that it's not a seam sweater. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like we were thinking of a seam sweater."
No, I mean we've done seaming A to Z.
Yeah, exactly. We could seam anything. And the thing when you're sewing too, if you sew it and it doesn't look right, you just take it out and
right,
go in the other spot that you should have gone in, or whatever. It. Anyway, so we just wanted to.
Yeah, those just fun facts,
Yep.
Tend to go down the rabbit hole once you start looking into things.
And
anyway,
one more thing to show you.
Did we show the colors, or we're not showing the colors of the Sophie shawl?
Well, they're the same color. Well, we were doing these.
Right. So basically it's 2 per color.
Right.
And it's the same colors. And if you look it up on the website, it's the Sophie shawl Alpica.
Right. And we have one more new thing in shop that Dina will show you.
Saw this at the show.
It's very cute.
These are super cute. These are these cute little pouches. It's called the Kitchener Stitch. And it actually has the
directions.
1 through 4 steps on how to do the Kitchener Stitch. And it's a project bag. So how great is that?
It's like a canvas twill.
Yeah.
Right. Lovely.
Cotton. It's got a cute zipper. You could put in a little project, notions, whatever you want.
It's great for a pair of socks or a hat.
Perfect for a sock project because if you need to do the
Kitchener stitch. Although I have a feeling if you're knitting socks, you probably know how to do the Kitchener stitch. But I mean, the Kitchener stitch is great. It's not hard stitch.
Really clever. It's kind of like the same. We have the same tools from Katrinkles.
Yeah.
And she has all her sayings on the wood keychains.
Wood keychain.
And they're just fun and handy. this is good because you see a little bit of a visual, and of course the steps are all written out.
Yeah. There you go.
So that's it. That's our new for the week.
That's it. New yarn, new toy, so to speak.
New gadget.
New gadget.
a new thing, as they say.
Right.
We did get another delivery for our redesign bags, so we've been sending those out. If you haven't received your order, it's probably locked into another order, so those will, as soon as we get our Slub City Cowchos, we're waiting for those. We're hoping that they might ship by the end of this week, and we'll have them by next.
Oh, that'd be fabulous. Good.
Which would be amazing.
Good.
Thank you for your patience if you purchased that. If you are a Zoomer in the Ranunculus Cow, tomorrow is our last class. Yes, our last class. And just a reminder that next week we have our Deshane class.
Oh, that's right, June 10th.
Yeah.
Is that June 10th?
Yes.
Oh,
Look
at that.
And that's it.
And the days are passing.
Yeah, we didn't ask our viewers any questions. I love it when you guys engage with us. It's so sweet.
Yeah, well, what do we want to ask? Well, have you ever done a seamed sweater? The kind of seaming that Dina and I are talking about, where you have pieces. A pieced sweater, I guess you should say, right? Is that what they used to call it? Piecing?
Yeah, it's done in pieces, basically, and it just needs to be seamed. Everything, even like picking up the stitches for the button band, everything is a finishing step,
right,
from A to Z.
Right. That'd be interesting to see if people have done that.
I think, today it seems like clearly people are not a fan.
No.
I mean, even designers have drifted into not having to deal with it.
Right.
But if you have done your knitting in pieces, do you also miss it? Do you find that the sweaters do grow, or do you find that the benefits of not having to seam are way higher than the fit?
And seaming is it's a learned skill. There are people that just don't enjoy seaming. Although they like a seamed sweater, they don't enjoy seaming it.
Right. We have many knitters who are like, I'm done. I've knit the sweater. I'm done.
It's yours.
They feel like they've done all the work. But meanwhile, piecing it together is like half of the work.
Well, that's what Dina and I were talking about. I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast or on the not the Deshane. Maybe it was here. We talked about remember how many Deshanes we finished? Oh my goodness. And that had seams. That was pieced. So, I think
Lisa said, if I never see another Deshane again.
She was dreaming about Deshanes, seaming them, It's like, is there anything besides a Deshane that needs to be worked on? Anyway, but it wasn't a bad one. Deshane wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. So, there you go. Anything else, Dina, that we can ask? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. What are your summer plans?
Yep. Are you
going away?
Are you going away? You're talking about going away. I thought you meant knitting plans.
Do you take your knitting with you on vacation?
I can't imagine if you're a knitter that you don't take it with you.
A lot of people have been coming in picking up wood needles. I've certainly had the experience where I've flown out with my metal needles, and coming in, they've been confiscated. So I've been highly recommending
taking some wooden needles.
And I notice a lot of people have been picking up interchangeable sets. And for me, if you're taking multiple projects, an interchangeable set is the way to go. I don't typically like to work on interchangeable needles, but in a pinch, instead of having, and the fact that they're also interchangeable, the tips come off. Even if somebody saw it in your bag, they wouldn't see it as
something like with these
a
long
needles, rope with a cord and a weapon.
And it's very compact to carry with you
easy
as well.
Yes.
You can have all these.
It's like nice and snug.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like traveling with that. So
that is a reason to have, the interchangeables.
Right. No, the other reason I ask is some people are like, I'm going to be away. I'm going to be very present. But I feel like when you're away, it's not all about, let's say you're walking and canvassing a city, or you're going to the, museum, whatever it is that you're doing. Some people can certainly knit and walk, but I also don't choose to do, like when I'm in a new
place.
Yes, a new surrounding, and I want to take in my surrounding. I'm clearly not going to walk and knit.
Right.
I'm busy taking in
sure, of course.
what I say. But if I'm in a cafe and we're stopping for a cup of coffee because we just locked in 20,000 steps, hey, I'm going to take out my knitting and like sip my coffee.
Sure. Or even if you get up in the morning, get up early.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there's a time and a place.
Of course. Absolutely. Or the plane ride, even if it's just the plane ride, you know, back and forth.
Right.
You know, but
I don't know. I feel like people probably mostly take it with them.
My brother and sister-in-law are on a vacation. They took a cruise to Alaska. So my brother called yesterday and he said, I discovered that cruising is not for me. And I said, why would that be? Well, first of all, he cruised to Alaska. You know, it's not like he was going to a warm climate on a cruise.
Well, wait,
I think there'd be more to do.
Did he fly West Coast, get on a cruise?
Right.
Or did he go?
Right. He flew West Coast and got on a cruise. But he said there were days when they were at sea, you know.
Was he bored?
He said there wasn't a lot to do on the cruise.
I mean, you have to be, you know, do you like to read? You could walk on the...
True. I could knit.
I would be
That wouldn't bother me to be on a cruise. I would be knitting. But I was thinking about it, and I think if you're in a warmer climate, like if you took a Caribbean cruise, I mean, you can go outside, you can go in the pool, you can do...
Well, there's also sights to see when you go off to
Well, he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about when he was on the ship at sea.
Well...
I said, well, how many days were you at sea? But again, we didn't have time to have that conversation at the moment. But, you know, I mean...
He needs a hobby.
Again, if you go... I'm sure Hala was, you know, she's having her first grandchild, so I'm sure she's
knitting
she's crocheting up a storm, you know. But
so
in any event, so it's interesting, you know. That wouldn't bother me.
I mean, you can read... What else can you do? Play cards? I feel like they have activities on the ship.
I have never been on an Alaskan cruise, so I'm sure they have stuff geared to the passengers. So I don't know. Maybe he's just antisocial. I'll get the scoop from my sister-in-law when I see her.
Well, inquiring minds want to know.
I'll let you know. There you go.
All right. I think that's a wrap. I'm fading.
I know it's late.
Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Show notes. Please subscribe. Yeah, give us some info in the comments. Let us know, even if you have another knit along that you're interested in us, you know.
Yeah, I was just saying we haven't locked in anything else.
No. So let us know.
What did I want to say? Oh, show notes down below, and you'll have links to the patterns on Ravelry for anything that we've discussed, as well as any kits that we've promoted.
There you go.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Bye.